So hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of our guidance series. This is Law Communicants, and today we are having a really great guest with us, Mr. N.K. Bahel. I cannot express in words that how versatile he has been in the field of law. He has been an advocate. While being an advocate, he was teaching the students to prepare for judiciary. Later on, he was appointed in the senior judiciary and retired as the district and session judge of Dehradun. After retiring as a judge, he joined many institutions. Presently, he is in GemTech, GEMS institution, and he teaches prepare the students for judiciary, as well as teach students the practicality of the law. One amazing thing about N.K. Bahel sir is that during his tenure as a judge, as a district and session judge in Dehradun, he wrote 7 death sentences, which is an achievement in itself. So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you so much.
So, sir, our first question with you will be that how was your journey from becoming a judge and then after becoming a professor?
As you have rightly narrated it, that I was admitted in LLB in 1975. And then I completed my LLM in 1981. During this period from 81 to 84, I was running Doon Law Institute at Dehradun, giving coaching to Munsif Magistrate examination candidates and to the law students also. And from my first batch, 6 students were selected as Munsif Magistrate. And luckily, I was the 7th one to be selected.
Okay.
So I joined the judicial services in 1985, January 1985, and I have put in 33 years of service in judiciary. And I superannuated in February 2017, and Sultanpur in UP was the last district where I was posted. And after superannuation, I am into my original field of teaching law to the students, and presently I am working as professor of law at GemTech School of Law, Greater Noida. This is how the journey is going on, and I am using my 1980s law notes till date while teaching to the students.
While teaching, even though there are lots of amendments, you are still using.
Yeah, that I update.
You keep a track of the amendments and how. So it is again a very important thing. Since 1980 till 2021, there have been a lot of amendments in the field of law, in both criminal and civil side. So a person can actually learn from the 1980s what was the law until now how it has been amended with the passage of time. The dynamic side of the law.
One has to keep track of law every day, and I used to keep all the clippings of the newspapers taken from national newspapers. Then I upload them on my laptop also for teaching to the law students. So this is how I update my notes daily.
Daily basis. So it's a daily basis work. It's not just creating a notes for just one day.
It has to be day-to-day exercise.
So being a judge, it's an honor in itself. So what is your mantra to become a judge?
You see, first of all, if you want to compete, if you want to crack competitive examination, the first thumb rule is, which I realized from my own journey also, nobody told me but I realized it, that you have no right to turn to page number 2 of your book unless you have understood and digested page number 1. Because this is a competition, this is not merely passing a graduation degree. So for competition, you will have to be very, very thorough.
Yes, sir.
So I am repeating that candidate has no right to turn to page number 2 if he has not understood page number 1 of the book. This is the first and foremost thumb rule. Then I have seen students sailing in so many boats. I asked one of my students, he was with me since last 3 years. I said, what are you doing nowadays? He says, sir, I am preparing for IAS and PCS. What else you are doing? He says, of course, for junior division I am preparing. And what do you do in your daytime? He says, I am an advocate also. And I have applied for LLM entrance also. So my suggestion is that students should not sail in more than one boat at a time. If you are to crack civil judge junior division examination, your total focus should be on that examination.
On that examination.
And mantra number 2 which I have realized is that students are to prepare their short notes in the shape of credit cards. One answer to one question should not exceed more than one A4 size paper.
Okay.
That too only on one side.
One side.
So that bullet point notes are very important for cracking any competitive examination. So students are required to prepare their own notes in bullet summary form, and that because bulky notes are of no use. And I must say that BEARECs are the backbone of all these examinations. Maybe it is preliminary stage or the mains or even at the interview stage. BEAREC, mastery of the BEAREC is very essential. So students must keep track of BEARECs at all the times, because I have noticed it that when we did our LLB, it was 3-year law course, 80% of the syllabus was based on BEARECs, and we used to have 5 leading cases in each subject. So that comes out to be 20% case law study. But in the present scenario where we have 5-year BA LLB and BB LLB, 80% syllabus is drafted in such a way that it is based on case law study.
Case laws.
And 20% emphasis is somehow on the BEARECs.
On BEAREC.
But for competitive examinations, one has to make a balance between BEAREC and case studies both.
Both.
So it should be 50-50 balance of both the sides. One has to prepare the BEAREC also, one has to see the case law also, and for case law, again you must be very, very concise and precise how to find out the ratio decidendi part of the judgment, because in the examination you cannot write 900 pages Keshwanand Bharati's case.
Yes,
you are
sir.
supposed to write down only 2 or 3 lines.
2 or 3 lines.
So you must know how to extract the ratio decidendi of a judgment, that Parliament can amend each and every part of the constitution, but basic features cannot be amended.
Cannot be amended.
So that one line is to be carved
Yes.
out of the 900 pages long judgment. So this art of pressy writing, one of my students asked me in the last batch, "Sir, what's the use of pressy writing in competitive examinations?" Pressy writing is very important, not only for this competitive point of view, but when you start writing judgment, you summarize the plaint, you summarize the WS, you summarize the evidence, you summarize the arguments.
Yes, sir.
So pressy is always part of personality of a judge. He has to make pressy at each and every step.
Yes.
Only then he can compile a good judgment.
Yes, even if I'm not wrong, this year only around 2-3 months back, Supreme Court has also passed a judgment where they have suggested to write as precise as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a judgment passed by the Honorable Supreme Court of India.
Yes. And I'll emphasize one more thing, that in this digital era, students are losing the practice of writing.
Yes.
When we ask them to sit in the library and we have a judgment writing competition, so they were not able to write, with their fingers started paining. And in the competitive examination, since it is essay type examination, I will appeal to my students, ask them to have a writing practice also, because they are losing writing practice. And then definitely, as you have said, the judgment writing is important. Likewise, pressy writing, 40 marks is there, and then we have framing of charges, framing of issues, and writing of the judgment finally, and drafting of the plaints, drafting of WS. So these are certain areas which need a special attention. And the most important part of examination, so far as Civil Judge Junior Division is concerned, that is general studies part, because I have seen my students, they are almost equal in the field of law, but there is a lot of up and down when they take the paper of general studies. And general studies nowadays is equivalent to PCS or IAS standard.
Yes, sir.
It's not like when I appeared in this examination, it was only legal GK. Now it's not legal GK. It's a GK from birth till death, around the globe.
Around the globe,
you should be very, very conscious at all the stages, and you are supposed to prepare your notes in general studies also.
So how do you suggest for the notes prepared in general studies? How should one start?
Yeah, see, reading of one Hindi newspaper and reading of one English newspaper is a must. Then you will have to keep clippings with you, keep track of those clippings. If there is some development, you can attach previous clippings with the new one, and then you will have to load them on your laptop also. and it is a daily exercise. Preparation of GK is not a one day affair.
One day.
In fact, GK is prepared from birth till death.
Yes.
Anyway, if somebody has not yet started, then he can start right now by reading the newspapers, reading the monthly magazines, reading the journals, law journals also.
Yes, sir.
And then they can prepare very well for competitive examinations. Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, what are the skills or quality a person must have to become a judge?
You see, becoming a judge may be before or after sitting on the dais. The first quality of a judge is honesty. This is the basic qualification for a judge. If you want to become a judge, or if you have become a judge, honesty is not one-sided affair. Honesty to the client, honesty to the advocate who is arguing before you, honesty to the facts of the case. You cannot twist the facts.
Yes.
Honesty to the legal position. You know the law, but you have not applied in the judgment, or you do not know the law. You are not honest to the latest position of law. So honesty is the first hallmark of a judge. Then punctuality, equality in mind. Again, I'll say equality towards litigants, equality towards advocates also. If I have granted death sentence in one particular class of case and I am awarding death sentence again in second case, so two cases should be similar. Or I'll put it in a different way. If I have granted, say, bail to one accused when advocate A was arguing, but I denied the same bail to another advocate B where the facts were same. So this is also judicial dishonesty. One should be honest to advocates, honest to law, honest to facts, honest to litigants also. Honest to your study of file also. Then you should have in mind the principle of audi alter partem also. If you have heard patiently to one side, you must give equal time to the other side advocate also. So that is the fundamental. Hear the other side also, and hear patiently and generously, and be always courteous in the courtroom. These are the few fundamental qualities of a judge which one should have in mind while sitting in the courtroom, or maybe that you are going to become a judge.
Okay. So, sir, like you have such a vast experience and all those. So, does this, all these things, learning and everything and becoming a judge, does all these things require a coaching, or it can be self-learned? Like honesty is something which a person inherits.
Yeah.
But other than those skills and your attention and audi alteram partem, there are so many subjects. Can a person become a judge without even taking a coaching? Like these days people are running towards coaching for judiciary and everything.
Yeah.
So is it a very important part?
You see, all the universities in our country, they require 75% attendance in the classes for appearing in the examination.
Yes, sir.
But I require 100% attendance in my classes if you want to crack judicial examination services. If you want to go for this competition, you are supposed to be in the class 100%. Why I say so? Suppose today I taught the leading case of Keshwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala and you were absent in the class. Next day, another teacher taught distinction between culpable homicide and murder, you were absent in the class. This competition is a game of clearance of fundamentals. If fundamentals are not clear, you have not attended all the classes, then at the end of your course you need a coaching. But there are students, those who have cracked this examination without coaching.
Without coaching.
Yes, I agree that coaching is definitely beneficial, no doubt. But if a student is very serious from day one and he has attended 100% classes, he can crack this competition very easily without coaching also. This is my take, that coaching is essential but not for everyone.
Not for everyone. It's upon the discipline of the student itself.
Exactly.
That how he or she prepares. If he is attentive in the college itself and revises what is taught in the college.
Yeah.
That revision is always needed. Like
Exactly.
Yes. So what are the difficulty levels in becoming a judge and all those, like you have seen so many phases of law. So what are the difficulties level in each and every phase, if you can discuss with us?
Well, you see, a person who wants to become a judge nowadays, we have 3-tier examination. First of all, you have to appear in prelims, that is multiple choice questions based. Then there is mains examination, and then finally the interview. So far as difficulty level is concerned, I must say that when you attempt multiple choice questions, you need a pinpointed knowledge. You cannot deviate from 100% accuracy. If you are taking mains, probably you can deviate from 100% accuracy to some extent. But while attempting at preliminary stage the multiple choice questions, you will have to be 100% accurate, because all the 4 answers are similar. There is a degree of correctness is different. Option A may be correct to the tune of 90%, option B may be correct to the tune of 95%, C may be correct to the tune of 98%, and D may be correct to the tune of 100%. So difficulty level is there while attempting multiple choice questions, and that's why I suggest my students to prepare for the mains first and then go for the prelims. Why? Today the result of prelims is declared and I am selected. Within 2 months they will take mains.
Yes.
And nobody can prepare the syllabus of mains in 2 months. So I advise to my students that please prepare for the mains first, and then when your full course is ready, go
Then-
for prelims. Then fill the form. So
Yes.
this preparation takes 1 year. Even somebody was very serious in their law courses, it takes 1 year to prepare for this competitive examination. So prepare for the mains first and then go for the prelims.
And if I'm not wrong, while you are preparing for the mains, you are already 50 or 80% prepared for the prelims.
Definitely.
Because prelims will give you a multiple choice question, but in
Yeah.
mains you have to like write the each and every point.
Yes, you
So
are right.
you will be getting a lot of coverage while preparing for the mains only.
Definitely, it is there. You are right.
Yes. Sir, like your journey from, you told from 74 when you
Yeah.
entered in law,
Yeah.
you have been an advocate, you have been a judge, you have earlier also been a teacher, and now after retiring from your judicial position, you are again teaching.
Yeah.
So among those 3-4 fields, which field you would like to say is the best, or which field you enjoyed the most?
See, as a student life is the best life. So after completion of my LLB and LLM, I started practicing as an advocate. And litigation side practice is really challenging, because every case is a new case, facts are different, you have to prepare the law, you will have to prepare the facts also, you have to appear before different judges, so challenge is there. Then as a judge, I worked for 33 years. The job of a judge is equally challenging, because you have to face so many advocates, so many litigants, every case is different. No, I have not seen 2 cases similar.
Yes, sir.
If you say that ratio of 1 case will apply in second, I have not seen 2 similar cases in the last 33 years. So that job is equally challenging, to write the judgment and write fairly. Then, as I told you, I was running Doon Law Institute at Dehradun. Basically, I think my DNA is teaching. I was teaching before becoming a judge, and after superannuation as district and session judge, I am again back to my original profession again. But I admire my passion of teaching the students in Judicial Training Academy only. That is my expertise, and I feel very satisfied while teaching to the students, those who are appearing in competitive examinations.
Okay, so that is the thing you enjoy the most.
Yeah,
That
I
is the
enjoy
spark
it.
in you.
Yeah.
So this is the USP of the sir. He always teach. I have been his student once. We have under sir guidance, I appeared for Rajasthan Judiciary in 2019. It was a great experience. Yes, there was some lag from my part, so I was not able to crack the prelims. Yeah, but I still have sir's notes, and whenever I feel a difficulty, I still use them. And the way you taught us about how to read the Baer Act and how to break the sections in each and every Baer Act, that was a great experience. So now, sir, since we are talking about judiciary, law and everything, what is like every field require a different skill. You have seen the advocacy You have seen the judicial skills you already told.
Yeah.
What skills will you guide to people who are like getting into the academics and who wants to get into the litigation?
You see, joining the field of litigation for the law students, those who are going to complete their law, or alternatively they are going to appear in competitive examinations, the most important point is that I'm asking this question to you as a student, as a competitor, that have you ever thought what is the gap between you and your goal? You want to become a judge, you want to become a professor of law. What is the gap? And gap is nothing but endeavor, your effort. हिंदी में बोले तो कोशिश. क्या आपने कभी जज बनने की कोशिश की या नहीं की? If you have not endeavored to become a judge, how you can become a judge? And then connected problem is every student thinks that I have ample time with me. अभी तो vacancy notify नहीं हुई. Why should I start studying now? No, that is wrong approach. You will have to start your studies from day one. आपको ये नहीं देखना है कि अभी vacancy notify नहीं हुई है. That is the most common problem I have seen. I am reminded of that rabbit and tortoise story. Rabbit सोचता है मैं तेज भाग जाऊंगा, आगे जाके आराम करके सो जाऊंगा. Tortoise says no, कछुए की चाल मुझे धीमे 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 डेली चलना है, and then he wins the race. This is what is required for the students also. That is, consistency in their studies is very important. Are you studying daily? I give target to my students, prepare only 2 questions daily, one before lunch and one after lunch. उसके बाद खूब आराम से सोइए, मूवी देखिए, घूमने जाइए, गाने गाइए, no problem. But consistency of preparing 2 questions per day is a must. And then I am asking again this question to you. You are the anchor of this channel, great channel. That have you ever prioritized your target? आपको जज बनना है. Have you ever prioritized your target? Your priority is channel. Your priority is litigation. Your priority is you should do LLM also. Please prioritize your target. Unless you will prioritize your target in your mind, you cannot succeed. You will have to be focused, in other words. And then I advise my students to give up their overconfidence and camouflaged intelligence. What is camouflaged intelligence? I secured 96% marks in high school and 98% marks in +2. I tell to my student that this 98 and 96% are equivalent to 30% if you are appearing in competitive examinations. They ask me a big question, why sir? I say yes. It's not mere passing of examination, it is competitive examination. You have to compete between 12 to 14,000 students contesting 100 vacancies. So your 98% or 96% marks were really camouflaged intelligence. So please give up that percentage in mind. And you will have to make a definite plan. What is your daily plan? I told you 2 questions per day. Yes, what is your weekly plan of revising it? What is your monthly plan of revising it? Because if you do not plan, you are planning to fail. You will have to make it definite. And the last and the most important point for the students is that this competition is won first of all in your mind. If mentally you are not strong, you cannot win this competition. Mentally you must be ready to win this competition. You must have confidence. बचपन में हम सर्कस देखते थे. How the hunter has the confidence he controls the lion in the circus.
Yes sir.
It's not his hunter. It's not his pistol in pocket. It is his confidence that I can control this lion. So this competition is like a lion, and student has to control it with the help of his confidence. And hard working coupled with it. Hard work beats the talent when talent does not work hard. You are very talented student, I know, but unless you do hard work, unless you prepare for the examination, you cannot succeed. So that confidence is
required.
Daily required. I am repeating that this competition has to be won first in mind, then in the competition.
Then at the examination center. Yeah, like one should be first, if one wants to become a judge, he should think and behave like a judge.
Yeah.
A person thinking like a sportsman cannot become a judge.
That's right. So I said prioritizing your focus.
Focus also. Yes, sir.
That's
yes.
very important.
And how much time do you think a person should put into all those prioritizing and everything? Is it just 2 questions or according to comfort? What?
No. 2 questions per day is the minimum, because preparation of 2 questions per day and preparation for 1 year is needed, because vast syllabus is there.
Yes, sir.
And then prioritization in your preparation also. Like if you see the syllabus of UP, constitutional law is 50 marks in a 200 marks question paper.
Okay, which
That
covers 1/4.
1/4. Likewise, IPC with local laws is 25%, 50 marks out of 200. So you will have to focus on that also, where to focus more, where to focus less. And all local laws in UP, all questions are compulsory. So if you are not prepared with local laws, you are simply out of your competition. And people fail. Why? Because I have seen, I gave you the example of judgment writing, plain WS writing. People secure 4 marks out of 40 in judgment writing. 4 marks out of 40. So more attention should be given to the practice of judgment writing. Hindi English translation, very
Yes.
difficult to translate. I am giving you one sentence. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other law for the time being in force. Now you translate it in Hindi. You cannot. Unless you have practice. Provided
Yes, sir.
that, what does it mean? Hindi में आपको करना है, 40 marks is there. So it requires practice. Hindi to English, English to Hindi, equally tough. And I'll advise my law student, I always advise that please take legal paragraphs from judgments and then try to translate it in Hindi. And take Hindi paragraphs, translate it in English. That's why I emphasize that read 1 Hindi newspaper daily and 1 English also.
news.
That covers your translation part also.
Okay.
So that's very essential. Yeah.
So it, like all our viewers must have seen, I think half of your coaching and the mentality has been prepared here only in this, through this video. So in the end, what are the words of wisdom you would like to give to the viewers?
Well, my viewers are my students and I wish them all the best. They must be very, very strong in their mind when they are going to appear in competitive examinations. Their focus should be only to that goal only. जिस तरह से अर्जुन ने देखा आँख पर बिल्कुल वही सटीक निशाना लगाना है, आपको निशाना लगाना है on the dais of the courtroom. You are to become a judge and you will have to take oath with me that I will and I can. In the end of the lecture, I give oath to my students that I can and I will.
I will
I can prepare, I can crack this competition and I will crack
this competition.
That is my oath and the message to the students, those who want to appear in this competitive examination, and I wish all the best to them. And at GemTech School of Law, our teaching faculty is so good, our preparation is so good. Our HOD ma'am, Dr. Palvi Gupta, is so strict to the academics, and I am thankful to her, thankful to our chairman sir, Mr. Amit Gupta ji, that he has created an enormous atmosphere of teaching here, and every student of GemTech School of Law can crack competitive examinations, and I wish them all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So all the viewers, you have seen what is the mentality of a judge, how one should prepare. So all the viewers who are planning to become a judge or even a professor, I must mention even a professor, you know what is to be done. So please like, share and subscribe our video. We will bring you more and more videos and more guidance like this. And thank you, sir, for giving us your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.